Hi everyone. So I just got my Moto G52 recently and it got a little late, so I'm skipping the unboxing altogether, but I want to show you what's inside the box and what you need to take care while setting up this phone. So you get the phone in a simple transparent case and a 33-watt charger, USB-A to USB-C adapter. The phone had a funny sticker on the film of the phone. I guess Moto decided to change the phone display after they printed this, but nevertheless, I was genuinely surprised by how good this phone feels in the hand for the price. It is a very light phone for 5000 mAh battery and a 6.6-inch phone. It is very slim. The phone does not feel cheap. Also, the white color looks far better than I expected. Actually, I was using Moto H30 Pro and I did not like that white color. So I was doubting myself for ordering the white color, but it actually turned out really great. For the SIM placement, you get the hybrid SIM slot with a rubber gasket because this phone supports IP52 charging. It has a plastic back with a slightly matte finish and a plastic frame. The white color hides the fingerprints much better than the black one. And on the front, they are using the Panda glass protection, which should be equal to Gorilla Glass 3. I will be using this phone without a screen guard, and in my review I will tell how this glass fares. Also, people were asking about the display because this is made by LG. It's a POLED display, and I don't blame them because in the past LG did have some issues with POLEDs. I mean, mostly with the tint. But I'm really happy to say that this is a very good display. I did find a little bit color shift on the white background, but otherwise I did not face any sort of issues. I think for the price it's a very good display. I like the color and the bezels on this phone. It is a really good experience watching YouTube or Netflix on it. It does support wide L1, so you can watch full HD content on Netflix, but it does not have that HDR. The HDR does not work on YouTube as well, and you can only play videos up to 1080p 60 frames per second. This phone has dual speakers, which is surprising because the even expensive phone like Moto S20 does not have that. But I think the speakers are flat. Listen to this. See, I'm happy that I'm getting the sound from the earpiece. It's a good ratio, but I still think if I compare it with a single speaker phone, it's not very great. Also, yes, the phone vibrates on the higher volume. Some people ask about the network and Wi-Fi. I find Wi-Fi to be slightly weak and achieving less speed, but I had no issue when I was using this phone. The mobile network on my Airtel is also good. I am getting 4G plus, no issues with the voice call or video calls. The phone also has all the basic sensor except the barometer. It is good to have one, but it's not a huge deal. I'm glad they have the NFC and it is good for payments. And someone asked me about the heating as well. I did not feel any sort of heating or even warmness while setting up this phone, so you do not need to worry about it. It's a very efficient chip. There is no ready for functionality in this phone, which is understandable. The fingerprint sensor also works fine. It's not the best I have used as a side fingerprint sensor, but it works like 9 out of 10 times, so that's good. So these were the most basic questions you guys asked, but there were two other questions that I need to answer, and that is the performance and camera. Also, I'm not going to talk about 5G. I actually never do. I don't think that should be a criteria in a budget phone because it's not coming near future, and I don't think these phones are going to last over 3 years because of the limited software updates, but I will talk about that. So for the performance, it has Snapdragon 680 with eMCP storage, and I think the performance on this phone is just okay. I'm coming from H30 Pro, so that is a day and night difference, which is understandable, but I think it has more frame drops than I expected. See, I get it, I'm coming from a flagship phone, but I also use Moto One Fusion Plus and Moto Edge 20 Fusion as well. They are also budget sort of phones. I get it, it's running on Android 12, that could be heavy, but the performance for the price is not amazing. I wouldn't recommend this phone for any sort of gaming, but apart from that minor status, I think this is a good phone. At least it is a secondary phone, or if a phone you want to give to your parents. About the software, first thing I want to mention that while setting up this phone, you need to take care that in the app section, you deselect those extra two bloatware. Yes, this is the first time you're seeing that bloatware in Motorola phones. See, I just hope Motorola can also improve their update system as well. They are only promising 1 year of update, and you know they are also slow as well. I think even for the security updates for 3 years, if they're not consistent, they're not great as well. So that's the only thing that I am not really sure about these Motorola phones, because I've used Motorola phone in past and the updates have been really bad. And the last thing, we're going to talk about the cameras. See, I've been using this phone for only 1 day, so I'm going to give my full review later. But as of now, I can just tell that the main camera sensor, it's okay. I mean, in the daylight it's okay, you can get a good picture out of it, but it does lack OIS, which is also okay for the price range. The ultra wide, I think, lacks a lot of details and there's a lot of noise, and I'm not even going to talk about that macro lens. It's just not good. In the low light, I think the main sensor can still get some decent photos, but I am not going to expect anything from the ultra wide camera. Also, for the video front, is this phone just only support 1080p 60 frames per second. One another problem with Motorola, that they were supposed to update their Motorola camera UI, but we still have the same one. So those were my impressions of this phone, and also I tried to answer your question. If you have any more questions, you can ask in the comment box, or you can just ask me on the Twitter for quicker response. I actually really like this phone. Yes, the performance is not great, but just because of that software and clean UI and no ads, I think I can still recommend this phone to a lot of people who do not care about the camera as much. They just want a good phone, a good feeling phone. It's a very light phone and a good display and want to just watch media on it. For that purpose, I think it's a very good phone in this price. If you like this video, please hit that like button. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.